So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for being with us this morning at 6 Convent Place. This morning, I've called a cabinet meeting for 11 a.m. At that cabinet meeting, I've informed the cabinet that Gilbert Licudi is leaving the government. Gilbert and I have been discussing this matter for the past 7 days since he informed me of his decision. I'm very sorry to see Gilbert leave the government. He's a friend as well as a colleague. And Gilbert's departure is unrelated to any policy disagreement or any other type of disagreement. I cannot emphasize that enough. But it is undoubtedly sad for us to see him go, because we all in the cabinet value greatly his contribution, his expertise, and above all else, his friendship inside the cabinet room. I think it's best if I allow Gilbert to explain for himself his decision and his reasoning and the circumstances surrounding it. Over to you.
Thank you, Fabian. As Fabian has said, I have communicated to him and now to the cabinet my decision to stand down from the government with effect from today at midday. This, of course, has not been an easy decision to take. The experience of the last few months with COVID-19 has led me to re-evaluate my position and to change my outlook and my priorities. I have taken the view that it is now time for me to move on. I will be returning to private practice as a lawyer. Since December 2011, I have had the privilege of representing Gibraltar as the holder of ministerial office. And I have done so with dedication and commitment and to the best of my ability. I have been involved or led in numerous projects, including the building of new schools, the small boats marina, and the establishment of the University of Gibraltar. All of these have served an important social purpose for Gibraltar. I have been involved with the GSLP for 36 years. The party has represented and continues to represent all the values which I hold dear. That will not change as a result of the decision that I am announcing today. I wish my colleagues in government well. I know that it is a tough job, but I also know that all of them have the best interests of Gibraltar at heart in every single decision that is taken. I would like to thank my staff in my ministerial office and in the various departments that I have had responsibility for. I could not have done this job without their assistance and support.
Thank you. I'm very concerned that everybody should understand that it is absolutely right that Gilbert should put his family first and act in accordance with his priorities. His re-evaluation of priorities is one he has rightly embarked upon, as we all have had to do since the pandemic has touched us all in different ways. So that is undoubtedly, in my view, the right thing to do. Gilbert will have all our support in respect of those issues. As I know I have had, and we and I will continue to have his support in Parliament from the backbenchers. In the party, I know Gilbert will continue to take an active part. He has been a stalwart member of the GSLP since the 1980s, when the party was first formed. The government's loss is the party's gain, and I know he will continue to work within the party mechanisms and take up posts in its structures. I will feel the loss of Gilbert as a source of counsel, advice, and political endeavour, and as a source of staunch political and intellectual support greatly. I know he will still be there for me and other colleagues to consult when we need him. In his time in office, the Honourable Gilbert Licudi QC MP has delivered a marina for 700 small boats and a super yacht facility. He's delivered 2 new schools at St Bernard's, and he's delivered the University of Gibraltar, amongst many other things. His work in government has been transformational for Gibraltar. And those are just the tip of the iceberg of the achievements of a man who always excels when he puts his mind to something. And he's achieved so much more. And of course, he's been an integral part of the return to government of the GSLP and of our winning 3 successive elections with our colleagues in the Liberal Party, making the GSLP the party that has won the most general elections in Gibraltar's history since the 1969 Constitution. as chairman of the party in 1988, when we first won a general election, and as a candidate in 2007, 2011, 2015 and 2019, Gilbert is a pivotal and central part of that history and that success, especially in his various ministerial offices since 2011. Gilbert will relinquish his ministerial portfolios today. Last night, I spoke to His Excellency the Governor so that he was aware of the events of today. I spoke this morning to, after the Cabinet meeting had ended, to the Speaker of the House, the Leader of the Opposition, and Ms Hassan Naon, so that they would be aware of the nature of this press conference. All have asked me to wish Gilbert well in his return to practice. In my conversations with His Excellency, I advised him that after consulting with the Deputy Chief Minister, I would be recommending to him, under the provisions of the Constitution, the following portfolio appointments as particular directions. John Cortes will once again take responsibility for education and the University of Gibraltar. Vijay Daryanani will take on more responsibility by my assigning to him responsibility for the port, maritime services, including ship and yacht registration, and responsibility for the Gibraltar Air Terminal, as well as new commercial aviation projects. This consolidates all aspects of transport under one ministry. Albert Isola will take on responsibility for the public utilities. And I'm asking Paul Valvan to take over from Gilbert responsibility for employment, social security, the industrial tribunal, and health and safety. As from today, responsibility for the health authority and the promotion of healthy lifestyles, elderly residential services, and the care agency, as well as the control of drugs, rehabilitation, and Bruce's Farm, will move to Samantha Sacramento, together with the fire services, in addition to the responsibilities that she already holds, none of which I am asking her to relinquish. Other changes are likely to follow in the coming weeks as we finalize this reshuffle and other adjustments which may be required as a result of Gilbert's departure from the front bench, as we start to settle into the rhythm of the approach of autumn this year. Gilbert's departure from the government is a huge blow. We will not pretend otherwise. But I know that we can continue to count with his friendship and with his support. We have been colleagues in a collegiate government, and from there we will always take the good and the bad to ensure that we will continue to work closely together in coming years. Thank you very much. We'll now have questions from members of the media assembled with us.
Thank you very much. Has the government at any point considered whether a by-election would have been an option? And if, well, clearly it hasn't been decided that way, and if not, why not?
Well, I think, first of all, the seat is the seat of the individual who's been elected by the people of Gibraltar, and it's his decision whether he relinquishes his seat or not. Gilbert is elected as a member for the Gibraltar Socialist Labour Party, and there'll be an issue for Gilbert and the executive of the party. My view, as the Chief Minister and as the leader of that party, is that Gilbert has a lot to contribute still, and that he can contribute as a Member of Parliament on the backbenchers in a way that is competent with the compatible, with the decision that he has made to return to practice and to concentrate on his family life and his personal life. But that is a matter on which Gilbert can tell you a little more now. But what I would tell you is this. I think Gibraltar doesn't really need to go into the autumn looking at the ballot box. Gibraltar needs to go into the autumn to put Brexit in its box, to put COVID in its box, and deal with all of the issues that we are facing as a community. And I think even if Gilbert had been minded to relinquish his seat, I would have asked him to reconsider, at least for now, because I don't think we need that distraction in the coming months ahead. Over to you.
My decision, which I'm announcing today, is to step down from the government, not to abandon politics altogether. As I've indicated, I've been involved in some way with the party, and certainly since 2007, when I was first elected to the Parliament, in active politics. It is not that I am suddenly no longer having an interest in politics, and my initial view was that it was not my intention to step down from Parliament, it is something that I discussed with the Chief Minister, and he informed me that he coincided with that view. Having said that, I am very conscious that I stood for election on a GSLP ticket. This is essentially a GSLP seat, and it is therefore right and proper, as the Chief Minister has indicated, that this is a matter that I should discuss with the executive of the party, and essentially on this particular matter, I am in the party's hands. But my intention is to stay in Parliament for the remainder of this term and to continue to support the government from the backbenches.
You wouldn't have become a de facto backbencher.
The first government backbencher since Joshua Hassan, when Sir Joshua resigned as Chief Minister, retired as Chief Minister in December 1987, and remained a member of the Parliament until its dissolution by the then Chief Minister Adolfo Canapa, I think in the spring of 1988, which then led to the GSLP's winning the election in 1988. There has been a backbencher on the opposition side, although the concept is different. Sir Peter Caruana, after 2013, was on the backbenchers. He didn't take shadow ministerial responsibility.
Any other questions? Any other questions?
No.
No? Thank you.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much indeed.